What's good? What's good, good people? It's your boy Scott Lewis here with John, Everything BK Nets, with another apartment gamer and more, Brooklyn Nets Stoop Edition. What's good, John? This shit is
Hey,
crazy.
yeah, definitely. It's always a crazy day in being a Brooklyn Nets base member, right? But I think for the Brooklyn base, I think they're kind of happy that this All Star break is coming up next week. Just the base really needs a little rest right now because obviously the last few months of the season are going to be very anticlimactic as far as schedule goes and whatnot. But it's after the season where the anticipation really builds up because the expectations for this draft this summer are very high because the base really wants somebody franchise, history altering, somebody can really take a young crop we're trying to build right now to levels it's never been. And in some cases that could work. In other cases, given our draft luck, it could not work. I think what the Nets base have to look forward to is if the Brooklyn Nets finish as a bottom five team, you probably have a higher chance of getting in the top five as opposed to 6 or 7 or 8 like last year when they had the six odds. So I think the Nets are in a good spot. It's just these tank teams we're going to face, they're willing to go to extreme lengths to out tank us. In that Wizards game, they played 8 players. I don't even know who half those 8 players were, but that just goes to show you how serious this is. It's kind of bad for the basketball sport itself, but this is the way it's going. Like I know people talking about changing tank rules. It's not going to happen for the next 2 to 3 years. They're talking about adding 2 new sports teams this summer. They're not talking about fixing the tank rules. So for the Nets, you definitely got to be more savvy or strategic against these other bad teams. They're going to try to out tank you tonight. For instance, no MPJ. Obviously, he's going to get rested a lot the second half. I'm kind of shocked Yegor is not playing tonight. He got a rest day, and it's like this is the time to rest the vets, not rest the rookies. Yegor doesn't need rest at 19. Wait till he's in his 30s. I didn't
I
understand
think
that
he,
move
I
today
think he
at
had,
all.
I think he ran into a wall maybe a little bit. You know.
Nah. You just got to play the rookies at this point. Although our rookies have ran into a wall, but you got to let them play to get better. Claxton doesn't need to play much anymore. This guy's just wasting stat numbers and not really improving his value. So if I was a smart GM, I definitely would rest MPJ or Claxton. Start Dayron. There's no problem with starting Dayron. But Yegor should not be resting today. Like he should be playing with the other rookies, developing chemistry and continuity, especially the Yegor Nolan combination, which looks like it's getting a real run right now. But not having him tonight, you wonder if Drake Powell's going to get a shot at the two, and Nolan's going to be the one. A Nolan and Powell pairing is
Right.
definitely something we might be able to look forward to tonight, because I think those two definitely could balance each other out. But you kind of wish Jaeger was playing tonight. That's the only thing I have a quarrel about. But again, resting MPJ, I have zero qualms about. Like these next 30 so games, rest MPJ as much as you can, rest Clax as much as you can. Let these rookies get as much they can out of the remainder of this season, and let's just hope that lottery luck can be on our side, because it has to be. For Sean and Joe's sake, they put us in such a deep end right now with where we are in the NBA, Eastern Conference, Western Conference, whatever you want to call it. We are so far backwards that they need a top pick to come out of this, or else both Sean and Joe look like fools for the price they paid to get their own picks back. So if anybody has more riding on this, it's the people in charge. And obviously, a lot of Brooklyn-based members are very infuriated what happened with the Cam Thomas situation, and they're going to be very infuriated if this summer doesn't yield something huge, not something that's just going to be another work in the fix, but something that could be something that can transform this franchise. And
I
that's how
don't
high
think
expectations are right now.
I don't think it's in their control. I don't really think they have control of it, man. I think they just winging it. I mean,
I
that
mean,
personally, I don't know if they really trying. I really doubt it. But let me look at this. The Pacers are 13-40. These two teams here are tanking lovely. Yeah.
There's ever a phrase to use, yes.
We play the Bulls today. So the Bulls are 24 and 29. They lost their last four, so they in tank mode themselves. Let me see what the West is doing. I have a feeling that it's not the same. Let me see. The Kings are 12 and 42. The Pelicans are 14 and 40. Jazz is 16 and 37. The Mavericks are 19 and 33. They lost seven in a row. Wow.
That's why it's important to stay where you're at right now. I don't think the Kings are going to go away from where they are, and it's kind of sickening because they have DeMar, they have Levine. They didn't make any big trades besides the DeAndre Hunter, Ellis Wood. And having Hunter should make them even win more games, but you can tell the GMs, owners are now taking over saying play the crappy player as much as possible, rest players because securing your position is better. If the Kings stay where they're at, they're guaranteed no less than the fifth pick. Now, the curveball is that Pacers pick because, like we talked about last show, if
Right.
that pick lands 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, the Clippers get that pick and the Pacers get removed from top four. So the Clippers jump in a lottery they're not supposed to be part of, but they could get as high as the fifth pick in this year's draft, which means that top four slot is still very open. Not having the Pacers in the top four gives the Nets an opening because say the Clippers get 5, say we were supposed to get 5, we could
Right.
get much higher. Say we're supposed to get 6 and they get 6, we get much higher than 7, and so on. So the Clippers could really play a part in where the Nets wind up if we do go down more in the standings. We're at fifth right now. Last year's Philly got the third pick. Could we have the same type of luck? Maybe. Fifth is definitely an interesting one because it could go really well for you or it could kind of make it stay where you're at or be bad. So I would lead towards it being good for us, but you probably want to be locked in 4. At least with 4, you have a higher shot. But it
Yeah.
just depends on how we perform against these bad teams because we're going to play a semi healthy roster against an injury prone, purposeful bad roster. You saw the results the other day. MPJ should not be closing fourth quarters against an 8-person team, Scott. I mean, that was ridiculous
Yeah,
what
that
that
I
was.
mean, yo, he was really trying to win the
I
game. That it's
yeah,
like
I can't.
it was no problem. I couldn't believe that he was playing so the fourth quarter that way. So
That goes back to this divide with Jordy and the Furrows. Like you said, we've seen the last 10 years what a Sean and Joe regime has been like confusing, combustible, calamity. Like you've never had structure. You've never had the word they always preach, the sustainability factor. 10 years. And we are farther away from it than we were 10 years ago when they were saying that phrase. So this is why this summer, not just a draft, it's what they do with the $40 million in cap space, which isn't a lot. Either use that cap space to go after one big upgrade and you sign some good veteran pieces on the minimum, or you're going to do what you did this year, take on a bad contract, be competitive still because that's where we're supposed to be going. But the moves made this summer have to make sense. We're trying to get back to winning the right way and being at least a playing team. If that's not the goal, this front office really has to evaluate where they stand with this team because are you trying to make money or are you trying to build the best roster to get the base back into it? Because the base is on like a teeter totter right now where they're feeling like, what am I doing this for? 10 years, I thought they were finally going to go the right way. And now they get rid of young players still. Vets want to, go somewhere else. Stars want to be here for a year or two, and that's it. Like going forward, that can't happen. You need players that want to be bought into Brooklyn long term. Not this just a joyride. This is a 1 week vacation. Like this front office, they have to want to get players to want to invest in their system. But it
yeah,
was interesting when Jordy was asked about the Cam Thomas situation. He said to the media, "You got to ask Sean about that. That's all Sean Marks." And I don't want to
yeah,
speak for him, but if you want to talk to anybody about why Cam's not here, talk to Sean. And we all know Sean Marks never once valued Cam Thomas. I mean, Scott, if you look up on Google Sean Marks giving Cam credit, you'll find nothing on the database about that. And it was interesting. We all know Cam signed with Milwaukee today. What did he
yeah,
say? They've wanted me for a long time now. It's great to feel wanted. It's great that my new teammates, the
yep.
GM, they all want me part of this. And we all kind of knew that this front office was giving Cam.
Oh, we lost John for a second. Yeah, the Milwaukee Bucks picked up Cam Thomas, free agent guard. Cam Thomas has agreed to a deal with the Milwaukee Bucks. His agent, Tony Rozzone, told ESPN on Sunday, Thomas 24 agreed to 24 has averaged 21.4 points per game. Yeah, I hear you.
Just
Yeah,
to
he yeah, he let me just finish this. Thomas 24 has agreed to 21.4 points per game over the past 3 seasons and provides an immediate talent boost to the Bucks team. Still trying to contend this season. You think Giannis is coming back? Tom,
that's what they're saying. But at the end of the day,
I don't believe it.
Bucks do have a lottery pick. But the thing is, it could go to the Pelicans potentially. So their pick is not really locked down, but they do have a shot, maybe a shot. But that's probably what
Yeah,
they would bank on. Not having Giannis come back would be kind of ill advised, especially when he already wants to leave the team. And Cam Thomas, that's essentially a cheap rebuild option for the Bucks because they obviously gonna need somebody to sell tickets and put up shot sticks. So I think Cam put himself in a great position because once Giannis gets traded this summer, the Bucks are gonna need anything they can find in the NBA. And if Cam Thomas is the guy that the Bucks want to hitch their wagon to for a rebuild, putting up a lot of shots is what Cam is good at. So I think Cam put himself in a good position. And honestly, I don't care what happens with Cam's future. I know a lot of people support him, especially the Cam fans. People want to see him do good. He's not a part of this team anymore. Like, listen, I saw Cam put up some good highlights the last 4 years, but at the end of the day, the way the NBA is going, the one thing I do agree with is we need tall, multi-defender, multi-position, multi-versatile type players. And Cam's offense will only get you so far in this day and age. A few years ago, my what I just said probably would have been a lot different. But I kind of see the way the NBA is going, so I understand all that. I do wish Cam the best, but at the end of the day, if that's where he wants to be right now, to put up a lot of shots on a team that's going to be really bad the next 4 or 5 years, totally fine with that. And if he drops 20, 30, 40 points on us in those 2 games in April, helps us get a top pick. So I'm not going to be like freaking out going, oh my gosh, we should have kept him. Sean Marks never valued this kid. You can go back 4 years. Never one time did Sean Marks say, Cam Thomas is it. That's the guy. That's the guy we're gonna build with. Never once. And I could tell with Cam, he was getting frustrated. So that's why he wanted 30, $40 million to stay. But in this NBA market, he's not getting that type of money no matter what he would have done. So I think it was good that the relationship is over because obviously Cam was unhappy, played like a zombie last few weeks. And for this organization, how if they're going to get us out of this mess they put us in, they're going to have to get a top guy in this draft or somebody in the market because you need talent to want to be on this team for years and years, not to just be here for a few months or 3 to 4 years max. So this
yeah,
relationship between Cam and front office had to end because it was never going to get any better. And Sean Marks definitely deserves all the blame in the world for why this Cam situation went as bad as it did because never once did he have Cam's back. And Cam at this point he didn't want to have their back either. So it was good. Both sides got away from each other. But it was only going to get worse. But I do find it interesting that Jordy quickly threw Sean up when they was asked why is
hey,
Cam no longer here, because you and I kind of know why. These two guys were never on the same page, Sean Marks and Cam Thomas. So if
yeah.
you want to find the culprit, it was Sean Marks.
Yeah. One man's trash is another man's treasure. That's all right. I mean, a lot of people said he'd be in China. I remember some people.
Became one
I
of
ain't
those.
gonna say who, but but they said they were gonna be in China. What happened? They didn't go to China, right? Went right to the Bucks. And probably, I don't know. Might stay, might not. Doesn't matter. He definitely got talent that somebody can use. I ain't gonna lie to you. You just don't throw up 40 points in the NBA. I don't care what nobody say. You can say what you want. You can say what you want. Talent is talent. It's up to the GM to put it together. If you decide that that Cam is not fitting what you want to do, fine. That's no problem. But I mean, that what it's supposed to be. Your job's supposed to be easy. You're supposed to. Everybody's at 6'8" going to work out. You crazy? Are you crazy? Are you really crazy enough to believe that? You think that there's nobody under 6'6" that can't play in the NBA? I mean, I'm wondering if people really wonder what it takes to be an NBA player, man. And
You
I
just
know
got
players know that, but I think the copycat thing is way too much. If you copy somebody else's, the way they got their team together and the luck they had and all that, and you copy it, you're not being original. You're not bringing original stuff to the table. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I to
It's
me it don't make sense.
there's clearly a divide between USA and international sports, especially in the NBA
I
modern
understand the
world.
money part, and that's with international sports. It's about money.
And that's where Adam Silver is banking his buck on. You heard that they're going to vote now this summer. I don't know if anybody heard yet, but they're going to vote on two new sports teams being added to the NBA. The Super Seattle Sonics are rumored to be returning, and a team in Las Vegas rumored to be built. Now, both those teams will be in the West. They'll have no impact on Eastern Conference playoffs, etc. But the one interesting detail is three teams rumored to potentially come to the East in a move like that would be Pelicans, Grizzlies, or the Timberwolves. Timberwolves would be a tricky one, but that's kind of what would happen. So it seems Silver is more on this NBA expansion with USA and now with EuroLeague. And it kind of seems like EuroLeague is kind of taking over in a sense. So it kind of makes you wonder, like, with this upcoming draft with the Debastas, Boozers, and then with Cooper, like, there is definitely going to be a struggle in the next few years between what is it right now? Is it this new incoming crop of fresh U.S. talent, or is the international guys like the Jokers, the Wembys, are those the ones that are going to take over and fully exile certain players? Because I feel like Cam Thomas was a victim of circumstance, like we just talked about. He's a solid scorer, but you look at the other skill sets that some of these all-time greats possess, or just really versatile players have, and it kind of asses out guys like Cam Thomas. Even Trey Young. If Trey Young wasn't making the insane money, his skill set right now really wouldn't convert to what a top Western Conference team wants right now because he's undersized, plays zero defense, good shot maker. But if he wasn't making the $40 million he is right now, I think Trey Young might be
I
a
think
six
it's
man
I think
in the
it's too.
NBA. Scary
I
enough.
think I think that's a cop out when you can't put a team together, and you sit there and you just look at people's weakness.
Hmm.
I think that's a cop out. I think you're supposed to put a team together to see if they play well together, because it is a team sport.
No,
And
that's
I
fair.
don't look at individuals like I mean I do look at their skill set. Don't get me wrong, but when it comes to winning as a team, it's about putting it together. Some of players ain't very few people who have every attribute that materialize on the court. Very few players. Everybody has some kind of weakness. So I ain't buying that. I think it's just a cop out if you, as a GM, can't put a team together. That's what I think. I
No,
could be wrong.
no,
I
you're
could be
fair on
wrong.
that. You're fair on that because what has Sean done in 10 years? This is a guy who had the Spurs connections, right? And this is
Yeah.
interesting. Jay from BK brought this up. Has Sean Marks ever made a trade with the Spurs in the last 10 years?
Right.
No.
No.
Trandon, the guy who's the new GM of Detroit, used to work for Brooklyn. Has Detroit and Brooklyn ever made a trade the last 10 years? No. Jeff
Yeah.
Peterson, the guy who was supposed to be the future GM of this team, who was the assistant, went to the Hornets less than 2 or 3 years. The Hornets now on the biggest win streak in almost 10, 20 years. And they haven't traded with the Brooklyn Nets. No. So at the end of the day, you ask yourself, all the talent that keeps shuffling off this team, young, old, middle, who is the
Right.
common denominator and why things aren't going forward? Sean Marks and Joe Tsai.
Yeah.
Listen, Joe Tsai can say one sentence every 5 years, but he is the
Yeah.
owner at the end of the day. And this seems like a side gig as opposed to a legit number one corporation that he's supposed to max out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Sean, at
Yeah.
the same time, I still find it a miracle that with his record and resume in 10 years, he still has employment. You will find no other GM in any sport right now that has one playoff win in 10 years and is still in charge. So if we don't get a top pick, he should be on the hot seat. Like, sizzle that if you have to, because he cannot compose a team with MPJ. And that's the thing. If we keep MPJ through this summer, are we going to extend him in November? Really give him a, was it $240 million extension for the next 3 to 4 years in his 30s? Because
You
that's
think
going to
he
be the
you
guy
think
we
he
have
would
to
do that?
go with.
You think he would do that?
I
You think
wouldn't. I wouldn't. Personally, I'm trying to invest in young talent right now. MPJ is better on a contender as a third option than being a temporary fake number one option for the next 2 to 3 years until we're ready to contend. And then he's in his early 30s, going to his mid 30s. That timeline to me doesn't add up unless you do get a franchise guy. But if you don't get a franchise guy, you have to rely on MPJ and Scott. We saw for 1 2 months, MPJ was on a career high. But guess what? All career highs go down, especially when you're not a legit franchise guy. So nobody should be surprised at MPJ's downward spiral. Maybe he did it purposely to stay here or not, but this is a reason why MPJ is a third option at best. He's no one or two because he's a catch and shoot guy. And that's not a problem whatsoever, but it's his skill set. And that's where we got to get out of this danger zone of overcommitting money to him, but having no young future franchise guy on your team because that's the guy you want to build around and pay that big money to eventually. Not MPJ in his late 20s. When we're about to wait
Right.
maybe 2 to 3 years at this rate, that's not smart business if you're me. But this is what Sean Marks tends to do: overpay third option, fourth option players to be a huge part of this team, but never get anywhere as a team. And that's
Right.
been a huge problem I've noticed with Sean Marks. Is his overpays have been horrible too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, we got a lot of work to do, man. I hope this don't turn out to be the worst 2 years in Nets history. I really do. I'm looking here at VJ Future Nets Superstar. Everybody wants AJ DeBosta talked about Nolan. I think this was the Hoop Summit when they was playing in overseas, or they were playing here, and they played against Nolan and how Nolan was cooking. And Nolan, I really believe Nolan is the point guard for the Nets. I'm excited about that. I think he's going to be a good player in the NBA. I think he's going to make it.
He's definitely got a bright future. I think the experimentation with him as a starter, he might fit more as a six man right now, but given the fact that there is no real legit point guard, it's kind of his job to lose at this point. So I think it gives you good speed. He's controlling the speed now, which we wanted. His playmaking's been really solid: 6, 7, 8 assists in the last few months. The last month and a half, he's had some good performances around that average on playmaking, which has been good. And his offense is coming around a little bit. His layup shot with his speed is becoming really must see. Like I call him Le Bleu. You want to call Nolan a nickname, Le Bleu, like because he's quick when he has an
Yeah.
advantage. And I like that. I just think I do agree with what Pod says though. The worry with a Yegor Nolan backcourt is long term defensively, it's not as great. Yegor, if he bulks up, it's all right, but Nolan too. As much as Nolan's given us effort as a speedy defender, overall, he's still an undersized guard in this league. You look at the Kate Cunninghams, the Giddies, those 6'8", 6'9" guys, 6'7". Like, Nolan's going to have to bulk up too this summer if he wants to hold down a starting job. And ultimately, you want your point guard to be able to, go up against other top point guards as well. Will Nolan ever get that physicality eventually to be a legit number one? We have to see. But right now, he's doing well. Him and Yegor playing well, and it fits him and Drake tonight. I hope that combination shows us something. But I agree.
But
Nolan
my
right
whole
now
thing
probably has
is,
the most to gain right now.
but
As a
John,
guard.
my whole thing with the Nets, and that's my team.
Mhm.
I'm always rock with them, but I'm starting to really feel like the organization is dysfunctional.
I've seen it for the last 5 years, Scott. It was really when we got Katie and Kyrie, you really started noticing it because we all thought that was going to be the Nets stepping up, doing
Did
something
you think
different.
it was Katie and Kyrie that was the dysfunctional pieces that came to the Nets and made it dysfunctional?
Well, they exposed a lot with Sean and Joe because you think when you have these stars come together with the organization, there's going to be a partnership, a cohesion. We know we can get a title. It's how we get there. But Katie and Kyrie from Jump Street just took over the organization, pissed on it, crapped on it, whatever you want to call it, pause. But they took over that whole thing, and Sean and Joe did nothing about it. They just had their hands tied, and it mind boggles me because 3 years before that, when Sean took over, he said, no shortcuts. We're not going to do what the previous guy, Pekarov, did. We're going to do things right, organic, build the team up. And we had no assets. So, of course, Sean had to say that because he had to make the most out of nothing. But then when we had that fun young team of D'Lo, LeVert, Allen. We had some good
Yeah.
contributions, vets like Dudley and Carroll. And Davis, you thought something fun, like real Brooklyn grit culture was being built. Then you go after Katie Kyrie. Okay, we have two solid superstar vets. You have Karras, you have Allen, you have Dinwiddie. We have something coming together, Harris. And then it was like that first year with Kyrie. You heard the drama and all that. And then the second year with COVID, obviously things were a little strenuous. And then we did the James Harden move, which was, I think, for the Kyrie thing. I think we all realized that Kyrie was being super dysfunctional, and you want to make Katie happy, even though Katie was willing to leave this team because Kyrie's on his team. Then you go all in on James, and you think we have arguably the best trio in all time. Like, no trio will ever do what that trio could do. And we only saw it for 16 games. And then at the end of the day, like Katie said himself, it's either me or Sean Marks. And I still can't believe we chose an incompetent guy with one playoff win in 10 years as a
That's
GM
why.
over a guy who's a top six scorer in NBA history.
That's
That's
why
so
I say.
mind-boggling.
That's why I say what I say. Are they trying to play to win, or are they just playing to? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, my whole thing is you don't do this just to. I mean, if you love the game, you want to win. As a player, as a coach, I would think that as a GM and as an owner, you want to win. I would think that. I would think that. But as an owner, you got the business side of the thing. And at that business side, you just looking at how you can maximize what you can get out of it. I mean, they ain't gonna tell you that. Because why would they tell you that? It's like that's like telling you I ain't trying to win and it doesn't matter. Even
I
though
think
it does, because people ain't gonna, it's hard to get the truth out of people.
yeah.
It
It's
really is. It really
I think
the
just to
truth
put it
hurt people's feelings for some
well,
reason.
I think just to put it bluntly, Sean and Joe were in over the head with the Katie Card thing. They didn't realize that they would go into business with guys who just want to control the way they want to control things, and they wanted to basically march their way to a title, dictating everything. And then Sean and Joe were just like, oh, well, nothing we can do now. We already gave them the money. Might as well hope this all works. Like we're rolling our dice, hoping we hit that 12, and it just didn't happen. Then the pivot was even nastier. We pivoted to the Twins, two guys who the base really didn't like. They liked Bridges for a few, but then they realized the guy was a Knicks fan in disguise. And Johnson, his rhetoric, trying to act smarter than what he is, telling us we're not real fans. We want to do this process the right way. And then Ben Simmons, Scott, this will be something nobody can ever beat Sean Marks in. Sean
Yeah,
Marks might be
Ben
the only.
Simmons.
Yeah, but listen, Sean Marks might be the only GM to ever trade a Hall of Fame talent for a fisherman model. Like that is something that you can never take off your resume,
Fisherman
no
model.
matter what you do going forward. Like that's how bad it was. But Scott and Jamal's, I'm glad Jamal's in the room too. This organization put more time, care, and attention into a guy who didn't even want to play basketball anymore than a young kid in Cam Thomas. So yes, Cam's attitude was crappy at best, but the kid balled out when he had the opportunity and he was motivated to. And you kind of made him ostracized and isolated, but you gave all his time and attention to a guy who's making $40 million while he was stealing $40 to $100 million, doing nothing. And this organization never once put him in that spotlight.
Cam watched that whole thing. I mean,
Mhm.
Cam watched the whole story
Right.
of the Brooklyn Nets. He watched everything that we mentioned and talked about since Kyrie and Katie coming here, Ben Simmons, the whole story, the three coaches,
Right.
the whole thing, the media, the outbreak, the whole thing, how the team handled the outbreak, how the organization didn't stand up for the players.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, there was a lot going on, and he was there for the whole thing. If everybody was, if you really look at it, everybody I mentioned jumped ship. The one person that stayed the whole time was Cam Thomas and Nick Claxton.
And Dayron signed
Yeah,
too.
well, and Dayron, but Dayron came after. Yeah, okay, I give you that. And Dayron.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
a mess the last 10 years, and we never had a year where things were just good, where a Brooklyn base can just say, "Hey, we're proud of this season. We got something to build." And every season was always chaotic, always rocky. Whether it was management, whether it was old, young, new talent, nobody ever built something for more than 3 to 4 years on this team. And you can never build a functioning team. You look at all these NFL, basketball, baseball. You need time with your teammates. You need a core that can dominate or be there for 4 to 5, 6+ years at the very most. And the Nets have not even hit, I even think, the fifth year mark in having a core four, core three of
yeah.
anything.
That's true
And that
too.
right there is the deafening thing. And that goes back to management. They're in charge of putting the pieces together. The coaching staff's in charge of making sure the team stays glued. We had crappy coaching staffs the last few years. Maybe this one with Jordy has been the most applicable with the talent trying to buy
Right,
in to
right.
something. But Jordy even has had to face his own walls this year. We're not investing in the young talent enough, relying on these Terrence Manns, Tyrese Journeyman Martins, and good character Wilson moniker BS. Like, our coaching staff's not been the best last few
I
years
don't listen,
either,
but
which has been a problem.
honestly, I'm being real honest. This is being real honest. I don't know if any one of these guys are it. I can't say that. I can't. I mean, I see pieces of it, but I don't see it on a consistent basis, and I don't think it got anything to do with whether they get 20 or 30 minutes.
I think the second year will be very telling
I
for
don't think
Yeager,
I don't.
Powell,
Well,
Wolf, and
I'm just
Nolan. I
saying
really
from when
do.
you look at the top pick, the people who were drafted in this class. If you look at the top four off the top, you could tell they talented.
Right.
They show it every night. Not some nights, every night. So I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. I could be wrong. I'm hoping that Yegor is that one. I really do. I'm really rooting for him. I want to see improvements with him.
I'm rooting for all four of Yeager, Wolf,
And the rest of
Nolan,
them,
and
yeah.
Powell. I really am.
Yeah,
The four of them. Seraph,
all
I
right.
really don't care about right now, but the four of those guys, I do want.
The rest of them was drafted around the same time Cam Thomas was drafted.
Yeah.
When you really want to, if you want to really talk about where you drafted at.
Well, that's us. We always try to find those late diamond in the roughs, and that's
Well,
another strategy that hasn't panned out well either.
they don't want to keep a diamond.
Unless you Nick
They
Claxton,
didn't
and
want
they'll
to.
overpay for
They didn't
him.
want to keep him. They didn't want to keep him. They want to. I don't know what. I don't know what it is.
You know,
Maybe the stadium is too full all
Nah,
the
this
time.
this is where I think Jamal's comment comes into like play here. Listen, I think we all understood with Cam. Some things he said were not like politically correct. At the same time, he should have had better agency. His age last few years. I don't know if he had a problem with them, they had a problem with him, but definitely you definitely need a good PR team. If you're not really great with your words, you need a PR team to help you plan out what you're going to say. Because obviously the media was giving Cam. I'll be honest, with you, I never thought a kid who hasn't accomplished a lot in the NBA. He's had those 40-point games, but he really hasn't accomplished a whole lot to be so polarized
Yeah,
at
yeah, no,
23.
no.
Like, the media put him through a
I'm
lot.
not.
I would say that they put him through a lot.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. He was there, and they probably, they associate him with them. Let's just put it that way, because he was there with that. I mean, I don't understand. Maybe he, I don't know. It was only one thing that I can think of that he said that they were kind of pissed off with, and I remember he was sitting there with who was he taught? He was doing an interview and he said something about the gay thing.
That was his, I think, rookie year or his second year. But I think it
And
was that.
after
It
that,
was.
and after that, they've been on him since.
Yeah, it was really that summer where he was in his last year before entering restricted free agent. He said these three things that really stood out to Frank Isola. He said, one, I'm not going back to the bench. I think I'm the best scorer in the NBA. And third, I have nothing to prove to this organization. I think that right there is where the front office was like, well, okay, you got to be healthy 40, 50 games and maybe we'll pay you. He got injured, which obviously they fed into because they could throw that he's injured moniker thing at him. That's the one thing Cam really did struggle with was health. But the other stuff was just extra that they didn't mind being thrown on him because it helped them financially have all the leverage in the world over Cam Thomas. And I keep saying this: everything that could have went wrong for Cam Thomas in his career with the NBA, with Brooklyn, did go wrong, and he played a part in it. It might have not been a crazy part in some people's eyes, but he did play a part no less because he was done at that point, emotionally, physically. You could tell on his face. Any more jeers from him, you would have thought this guy, like somebody like really hurt him in his past. Like he was just
Yeah,
done with this
yeah.
team at that point. So it's better he's off this team than still being on it. Even if they were going to pay him some small contract, he wasn't happy. And at the end of the day, you do want talent to be happy, but at the same time, you also want them to be invested. And Cam was only going to be invested in us if he got money at a certain price. And honestly, I'm
Nah,
glad
it was done.
30,
It
40
was
to
done.
people.
It was
There
done.
was,
It
there was
was
no
done
point
a
giving that
while
money to people if
ago.
he wasn't going to be happy
It
here.
was done.
That
I
was
don't
my
think he
opinion.
wanted to be here because it's dysfunctional.
Right,
If
that's
he
part of it
sees it
too.
as dysfunctional, it probably is. You just let 3 Hall of Famers walk. So yes, it's dysfunctional. We're yeah, right. Where are you BK Hoops? Yeah, right. He talking about China, right?
He's checking his scouting reports.
Yeah,
Oops.
Joe. Joe, yeah, BK was talking that crap. Oh, he gonna be in China. Chang Chang Chang. That's what he
Yeah.
was.
No, but
So
I agree, Jamal.
disrespectful.
Like Cam's contract negotiations were like literally like right before training camp started, so it wasn't a priority. The offers were very few in between. So I agree. Sean Marks did not handle this smart, and he said this big thing last summer, like, "Oh, it's important to re-sign Cam Dayron because you want to look back and go, wow, those were the guys we developed, we helped draft. That there's a part of his future." Well, it's like you really didn't help them develop. Dayron is a good, solid backup, but he's no starter, and he still makes a lot of mistakes. Cam never had a set role or a chance to really thrive in a positive winning environment
The whole
outside the
team,
big three.
the
So
whole
there
team
really
is.
wasn't a lot of development there
Listen, when
those
your
few years.
organization is dysfunctional, and this is true with anything in life, when your top, when your people who pull the strings, who make it happen, who invest money, who invest people and resources, the people who get stuff
Right.
done and let the players play just basketball. If they are dysfunctional, the team is going to be dysfunctional. I don't care who you got on your team. I don't care who you have on your team. You can have Luca on your team. It's going to be dysfunctional. That was the thing when Jordan, I remember Jordan specifically told the owner, look, either you get this shit together or I'm out. I'm out. Either you get it together or I'm out. We, you know what I'm saying? But here, for some reason, I don't get it. I don't know why. Is that these teams here in New York don't give a shit about winning? Because you know why? I'm gonna tell you why. I can tell you why. Because the stadium is full. You been to a Brooklyn game? You ever see you see the arena when we are? Look at our record and look at the stadium. look at the stadium and look at our record and look at the stadium. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Dollars make sense at the
Yeah,
end of the
that's
day.
all I'm saying. They don't care. The only reason why the Knicks are better than what they are now is because the Nets were going to show them out. So they invested. They invested. Of course, I don't want the Nets to take my market. Why would I want to share?
With the time, just because you want to play positionless basketball, you have to get the players that can play those positions. The big problem with Claxton was we turned him from
Yeah, but
what was he, a point guard in college to a center to now a point.
Oh, John keep falling out. I think it's the internet.
But the thing with Klotz he wasn't really a center. That's the whole thing.
No,
But
he
you know,
never was.
people get mad at Klotz. Like this, why I'm not gonna argue about the whole Klotz thing no more. It is what it is. Get everybody off the team that people want off the team so they could have a better career somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because
Don't
all it's
waste their
gonna show you,
time.
all it's gonna show you is we're drafting good players, but we're not putting them in the best positions.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
That's
all it's
all I'm
showing you.
saying is I'm not saying even this draft class, even this past draft class, they have skills. They ballers, man. I'm quite sure they don't want to go out there and flop. Ain't nobody play basketball at this level want to have a flop. All of them want to play well, and I think all of them have a skill set. It is up to the organization to put them in place where it thrives. If they don't, it's not going to happen. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how good you are. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you.
I think we do need just a new GM, just a new set of eyes that could actually get talent to want to buy into the system. I mean, Sean Marks clearly doesn't know how to foster positive relationships. You can't foster them with stars. You can't foster them with role guys. And now guys like Cam Thomas, like it's a joke, the Cam Thomas situation. And I was even getting something back for the kid. At the very least, you just let him go because you got him to hate you so badly that he just said, trade me. I don't care, but I want to be bought out if I don't want to go anywhere either. So, yeah,
John,
he used all that leverage to get Sean.
That's like having a girl play in your face the whole time. And you tell her you interested. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You trying to bag it. You like, yo, I'm interested in you. And she's like, yeah, I like you. But, I want to take our time. And then when somebody else come along, she ends up giving him the title. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, wait, time out. You've been leading me on the whole time. I've been here the whole time, giving this to you, doing this for you, and yet you go with him. You playing in my face. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened when the Twins came. They played in Cam Thomas' face.
If we were all in Cam's situation, we probably wouldn't want to do Sean Marks any favors either. So I kind of understand why, if there was a deal in place with Milwaukee and Cavs, and Cam just said, just buy me out. I'm not giving what you want. You didn't give me what I wanted for 4 years, so, adios. And if that's what happened, okay, but that just shows how bad Sean is at fostering good relations, because that's embarrassing. You cannot say you're GM of anything for 10 years and handle this so badly when you said it was a priority to re-sign the guys you drafted. You didn't draft Cam Thomas. It was Kevin Durant, and you resented Katie for that. That's why you put Cam through this.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't heard Katie say that. Have anybody heard KD say I drafted him? Have we? I mean,
think he did. He was the only one that was giving Cam all the time and attention in the world. Sean was happy about it.
Well,
but
that's because he see talent. I mean,
but why would you want another scorer?
Knows talent.
But Scott, you already had. But wait, Scott, you already had Katie, Kyron James. Why did you know the scorer unless one of them wanted him specifically? And Sean had to buy what they wanted.
But it takes a team to win a title, man. You can't have one. You can't have just. All right, yeah. Granted, you got 3 Hall of Famers on the team. They got to sub out.
And that's why
they're going to run the court for 55 minutes, 50 minutes.
And that's why they wanted Cam, really, the offense. It wasn't about anything else.
It kills me when people think that you can just win, and it's about winning. I mean, to me, it's always been. I think KD is about winning. You need a bench. You need somebody to come off that bench and put some buckets.
We need an actual census guy. You see how crazy
but I'm just saying.
Right now?
See, that's the problem. Everybody is saying something and they not knowing what's going on in that locker room. You don't understand. You can do what if the pieces are right, it's going to work. It might not look good by itself. Like you might not have a superstar center, but you just need somebody to man the paint.
And it ain't Claxton right now. You have Durant, you have Zubats now. I mean, the East is getting ridiculous, guy. I agree.
You're saying now. You're talking about now. I'm talking about when they had it. They had it.
Because you had 3 franchise guys together in one team. Yes, we had something, but it wasn't sustainable because we didn't have depth. We didn't have a center at that point. Claxton was just starting to figure himself out a bit because he had 3 superstars protecting him. You took that protection away. Look at Claxton now. He can't even guard Towns on his best night. That's how bad that situation got.
Yeah,
and
but
we overpaid him.
You put him in a position where he got to be the man. He never was the man. He never was that man.
And
why give him the money? That's another Sean Marks area.
Because you have to spend the money anyway.
I wanted to talk about that Karl Anthony Towns thing, right?
Yeah.
Everybody say Carl Anthony Towns treated him so like a kid or whatever the case is. Do you know the best two games that Carl Anthony Towns had this season? And what teams
No.
it was against?
Against Brooklyn.
No. It was against the Timberwolves and Miami. And you tell me their census.
Bam on Miami and was
And
on the
Khalil Ware,
Timberwolves was
right?
Rudy
And
Gobert.
Khalil Ware, right? On Miami. And on the Timberwolves, you have Nas Reed and you have Rudy Gobert. So for Cat to he put up damn near almost, I think, 40 or 50 on them, on both those teams. And Clax, he only put 14 on, and he put 30 something on the last game before. For y'all to say that, oh, Clax is this and Clax is that, clearly Cat could do it to anybody if he really wanted to.
Nah,
It
Cat
depends
ain't
on
that
the
strong.
system.
We
It
all, we all
depends.
know what Cat
Cat
is,
is a
Jamal. Cat is not that strong, man. He's
yeah.
not. He's not.
He's a
But
He's more
premier
of a
center in the
percent
but
league,
artist.
listen,
though.
but listen to he
He's a
did it
real
to
center,
Bam.
though.
He did it to Bam. He did it
He's a
to Khalil Ware. He did it to Rudy
he is a
Gobert,
real
and
center,
he did
though.
it to Nas Reed.
Can I let me play this Cam Thomas
Well,
thing? Let me play
So I
this
feel
right
great
quick.
and can't wait to get on the court and help win. Yeah, just being here, the front office told me that they always wanted me, always called about me, been trying to get me here for years. So that definitely plays a part in your decision to go somewhere. And 'cause I really felt wanted by the guys, talked to Doc before. It was great conversations. And then just seeing the team, I feel like I actually help and contribute and, really just blend in and just be one of the guys, really. So I'm just happy to be here, happy to help, and I can't wait to get to winning with the guys for sure. It's new beginnings, and
Oh, okay.
you
That's what's
saw how
up.
he mentioned the front office in his first sentence. He made sure to let anybody that was watching know the front office wanted me. The past front office, well,
Because the
that's over
Nets
with.
didn't want him. The
What do you
Nets
tell?
didn't want him. The Nets didn't want him.
They
That
didn't
was
know how to
on.
use him. You
They
could have
they
eventually used him
they
as a six man,
they
but he was
didn't
done
want
at
him,
that point.
and it was evident, and he knew it. And once he knew it, it's checkout time. Because I ain't gonna sit up there and be glorified and happy that you don't want me. You drafted me.
And he
I
hung him
sat
out to
here and
dry with the
didn't I
media.
sat here and didn't say nothing. I didn't start no trouble off season. I wasn't doing no podcast talking shit about the team or nothing. I watched Hall of Famers. I sat on the bench and watched literally 3 Hall of Famers and they bounced. What?
You saw last
They
summer the NBA
bounced.
media went after
They
him so
bounced.
badly he had to defend himself. And not once did Sean and Joe send out a tweet saying Cam Thomas is an important part of the future. We support him. They just let him out to dry. And no NBA media asked him about that. Like, Sean, how's you and Cam's relationship? He was getting lambasted by media. I noticed how nobody from the front office really vouched for him this summer. Like, is
Yeah,
there
but it's
something going
okay
on?
though.
No, they don't ask those questions.
It's
They don't ask
okay
those
though.
questions at
It's
all.
okay for It's okay because players move around, so it's no
Of
problem.
course.
Yeah, players move around, so it's not a big deal. It's not like we haven't seen this before. Shit, we saw Luka leave Dallas. Come on now, them people were ready to burn the stadium down, and rightfully so. And rightfully so. But they
We
got
just need
Cooper Flag, and they better hope nothing happened to him because if they do, they back at 0-1. They're going to be back at 0-1. See, so sometimes when you make moves as a GM, you could cause bad problems for years.
that situation with Luka and
It
Nico was
take
crazy.
years to get
insane.
back. It take years, or you lucky, or you get lucky, like OKC did, getting Shea. They were lucky to get Shea.
And they have still 15 first-round picks to operate. Well, they actually have 14 now. They traded away one, but they still have 14 picks to operate with. So
Yeah, but
like,
of
they have a
course they
lot
want.
to.
Of course they want all the picks because they don't want to pay. They don't want to get in the luxury tax.
Right, and they don't
And
have
you
to pay.
you getting all these number 1 picks, and you paying them $6 and $7 million and stuff like that. So of course you good. Of course
Oh
you good.
no! They just put out the lineup. Get this, guys. This Jordy's a madman. So we got Nolan at the 1. Guess who's at the 2? Any
Terrence
guesses?
Mann.
Oh my! What are you doing, Jordy? You are a madman. And get this, Danny Wolf is playing small forward tonight.
Well, that's what we wanted. We
God.
wanted him to start.
At point center, not at
No,
the
listen. He's not a center. I don't
He's
believe.
not a three.
I
He's
don't
not
think
a
he's a
three
center.
guy.
But he's
not
gonna
a
have to
three.
learn. He's gonna have to learn. You're gonna
He ain't
have
no
to
small
learn.
forward. Imagine him versus
I don't
Tatum.
think he's a center. I swear, I don't think he's a center.
Imagine Wolf versus Tatum in a one-on-one matchup. Come on,
I don't think he's a center though. I don't think he has. Even when he was in Michigan, he didn't play center.
What's going on with Jordy Drake Powell, man? Because he must have something against Drake Powell. Drake Powell's done everything Jordy asked him because he's not being super aggressive, because you're going to bench him if he just doesn't play perfect basketball. What's going on with him and Drake Powell? Drake Powell's now playing off the bench. We should be starting over Terrence Mann at the 2 with no Yegor. I don't know what Jordy's doing with Drake Powell, but it's not helping your best draft athlete amp his game up.
I wish he did put him out there, because this way it guarantees a loss. Because I could see us losing.
Didn't Drake Powell have the defensive stopping? Wait. Didn't Powell have the big defensive stop against the Bulls last time we faced him, and now he's playing off the bench? Like, this is what Jordy's brand's problem is. You let these rookies have moments, and then you rip it from them. Like, that's not a good coach. I mean, Jamal, what is this crap with Terrence Mann? Does Jordy owe Mann money or something? This is insane.
Terrence Mann should be out of the lineup. We already know this already.
Yeah, we already said that. I agree with you. I don't disagree.
It's a money thing.
Yeah.
He getting paid that money, so they're not going to sit him.
Come on.
They're not going to sit him. They're not going to sit him.
4 points? I can't.
Because if you're going to have a vet on your team, you will want him at a vet minimum. You're not going to pay a vet to be on your team to pay him $15 million to just sit on your bench. That's not going to happen. You going to play.
It's insane. This guy just dribbles a basketball up the court. Like, nothing else he does is impactful. But Drake Powell, your best athlete as a draft pick, and you're just making this kid's confidence go through a meat grinder right now.
Just because he didn't start doesn't mean he ain't getting in the game now.
He's gonna play, but if you want to make a statement, let's play Powell with Nolan and Wolf. Let's have 1, 2, 3 and play together. Why is Terrence Mann gotta be in the middle of this? We're not supposed to be winning anything right now.
Terrence Mann is the relief. Terrence Mann is the relief that Nolan gets when he's on the court, so he can learn. So he can learn to be a point guard. That's why. I understand what Jordy is doing.
There's no point having man at this point.
No, you gotta.
I don't.
You can't put just all rookies out there. It ain't gonna work. They're not gonna learn from getting their ass whipped.
They're not learning. Jordy's pride coming to focus again.
He's right. I like the way he's doing it. They're getting playing time. We seeing them for who they are. We seeing them.
Yeah, but Nolan, Powell, and Wolf would have been fun tonight because you could see what chemistry they could build. Terrence Mann and these young guys don't mesh. How old is man? 31? These guys are 11 years younger than him. Jordy, you got to get out of your head.
But Terrence Mann understands the game, though.
He really does.
He does.
Basketball, has one dunk once in a while. Like, I don't see it. This is just Jordy's going to have to look back on the season and go, I didn't do my best job to be a good coach for these young kids. He's going to have to look back on
don't turn the ball over. Man doesn't turn the ball over that much. I rarely see him turn it over. When he dribbles the ball, when he dribbles up the court, the set gets run. Whatever set Jordy is calling, it runs.
I just don't see
so putting the rookies out there, it's counterproductive if you don't be able to run your set. That's what I'm saying. So it's important. We know Nolan has skill and can do it. Our pals sometimes, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Powell's a way better defender than Terrence Mann.
Yes, he is, but you got to put he's a rookie.
Scott, you know Pod is Pod is right now banging his head against the wall, going, "What are they doing to my guy Powell? This is nasty work." Playing Terrence Mann over him in the starting lineup on a game that's not supposed to be much. I mean, Jamal, how would you rate Jordy this year as a coach with his so-called system? Is he letting the rookies down? Essentially, I'm asking you, Jamal.
Don't ask me really, because I'm gonna say he fucked up with the Cam Thomas
No,
thing. So
give your take. I
like, you
want to
know
hear
what I'm
some
saying?
more.
Like,
Give your take on Jordy
so
as a coach this year.
Jody this year has kind of disappointed me. So, but
Mhm.
that's because of the roster moves that's been made. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
not
what
from him really coaching. It's
I
just
don't
the
think it's
roster
from
moves.
his coaching. I think
Yeah,
it's just what he got to deal with. Who's
yeah.
on his bench? Because you didn't give him a vet point guard. You didn't give him a vet point guard at all. How you getting? How you have a team on the NBA without a vet point guard?
Well, we could have
How's
signed
that
Killian
possible?
Hayes last year if
How's
we
that?
kept him.
How's that? I'm just saying.
That
Right
would have been
now, we
fun.
don't have a vet point guard.
You could have even signed Westbrook for the vet minimum, but
Yeah, yeah.
They
You
don't like
don't. You
Westbrook.
well, see. That's the problem with this organization. That's when I said when they trying to win because you acting like you don't see talent everywhere around you, and you got this personal thing with how you want to do it. I don't get it though because the talent you getting is not as talented as you saying that. I'm looking right at it. I mean, I understand they have skill, they ballers, they play, but I'm saying I don't see it. I don't see the talent. Where's the super talent? You have 5 first-round picks, man.
This goes back to them failing last year's draft. Like, as much as I want these 4 out of 5 to work out, at the end of the day, I don't blame them. I blame this
No, I
organization for
don't
not
blame
taking it
them.
serious last
I'm not
year.
blaming them.
I
I'm
don't.
saying I
But
like
Scott, you
them.
admit they didn't take it. I know, but Scott, you had to admit that they didn't take the organization didn't take last year's tank seriously. They didn't enforce
No,
it.
they did
They let
not.
Jordy have
You're
his way,
right.
and these were the
I totally
consequences.
agree
These
with
were the
you.
consequences.
Yeah, they did not take it serious, John. I'm dead serious. They should have.
They
The
didn't.
minute they got rid of Bridges, they should have been on that tank. They should have been on tank mode, full
Imagine
tank
coming away with
master.
imagine coming away with one of Cooper or Harper or Ace, and then coming away with one of a top 4 this year. We'd
But
be in a great position.
yeah,
2
but
young stars you have to pay for the next 4 years. Get a Giannis here. There you go. You're back. But no, we had to let Jordy establish the rule of law around here. And guess what? That law is breakable right now because of how bad he's done
I
as a
thought
coach
they
this year.
knew when they
Some
got
of
rid of
the-
Schroeder. That's when I thought. I said, yeah, they know what they're doing. They're getting rid of Schroeder because they were winning. They were looking formidable. They had shooters around him, and he can get to the paint. He know how to set the offense up. You understand? His turnover ratio was low, so he was way. That's a veteran point guard, and all I heard when Schroeder was here last year was he's garbage. And see, the situation when he was with Brooklyn was excellent with this coach.
It's just we weren't trying to win that year. That's the only problem.
Right.
If we were in a year where we had to win, it wouldn't have been big of an
But
issue.
then that's on Sean because
Bingo.
you knew he was gonna fit. If you saw he fit, then you sit him down.
Those vets should have been traded before that season started. Cam Johnson should not have been on our team. Dorian Finney-Smith, who you could have got a first for a year before, you wanted to keep. You weren't happy with getting 2 firsts.
You
Like Sean
probably
just
would
said.
have got Yegor anyway. That's what I'm saying. You would have got Yegor anyway. Stop acting like he was the number 1 8th pick. He deserved to be the 8th pick. He probably would have been there anyway.
This organization
And
just
if he
didn't-
wasn't there, then get Queen. Take Queen.
Yeah, but Sean don't like actual bigs. Again, it's
Oh, well,
another
then
reason
then
to care
he's
about
not
him.
getting talent. He's not getting talent. He's not
He's
getting
not.
talent. He's not. He's not trying to win.
We need a legit GM. I just don't think. I think he's just hit the end of his rope with us as GM. And I think Joe needs to talk to him this summer and go, hey, maybe I'll give you a position in my office somewhere, but I need a new set of eyes. Somebody with a vision, because I just like at the end of the day, what is Sean Mark thinking? He said the word sustainability 10 years in a row. You can't say it for 10 more years.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
just it can't happen. Like you need somebody that's actually going to develop talent, somebody that's going to build those real relationships, get these talent someone paid when payday comes, and we build something consistently. Sean Marks is a guy who, like, Jamal, I saw your comment. Like, I don't want to say that Sean is being racially biased towards some players, but it's clear that he has a certain model of what a player should be on his team, but nobody really transcends that. So maybe he does have a bias somewhere.
And that's what I'm saying, John. That's what I've been trying to say for the longest. It just seemed funny. It just seems real funny.
Yeah, it don't seem right. It doesn't.
It just seems like he like international players to me.
Seems like the new trend, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But wait, Cam was part Japanese though, so wouldn't Cam technically fit that? So I'm confused even more now.
But he was black. He was black, and he didn't like how Cam attitude was.
Oh yeah, but he was fine paying Alan Crabb $160 million. Yeah.
If you want to get along game. Yup. That's all it is. And this is why he probably keeps certain players around. As long as you don't buck up against them, you good.
Yeah, Joe Harris, a lot of money. Cam Johnson, a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
People he liked. People he liked.
Yep, Bridges. He was willing to get. If Bridges would have stayed, he would have gave Bridges that money.
Yeah, he
don't resign Bruce Brown. Resign Patty Mills. Like that move too was like so annoying because Kevin Durant didn't like Bruce Brown's moxie. Like I can't. That to me was just a death nail right there. Your best role guy, and you bring back a guy who was burnt out, Patty Mills. Yep. That was just frustrating. Like Sean Marks just cannot be the GM anymore. His decisions almost make no sense most of the time, and he doesn't know how to build a team. Like I just think we need a new guy.
And if you was gonna tank, you should have just kept Jock Vaughn.
Oh
yeah,
that guy was just. That guy was a teacher, Jamal. That guy was like more of a teacher than a coach. I couldn't.
But you know
what? Theory, and I'm like, this is basketball.
John, I guarantee we would have had a top 3 pick last year.
Maybe. Kevin Ollie. Kevin Ollie seemed like an okay guy.
Or Kevin Ollie,
with Jock Vaughn. No, with Jock Vaughn, we would have had a top 3. I guarantee it.
Yo, you know what's crazy? We got more ex-coaches on our payroll than we do talent on our payroll.
Yeah. That's the point I was trying to make about the dysfunction in the organization. That's what I was saying. You cannot build a team with this kind of mess going on. This is what KD was saying. This is what KD is saying.
Same what James was saying. James was saying, listen, if you can't get KD and Kyrie under control, then I want out. And Joe's like, okay, I'll trade you for the fisherman. I can't. That was embarrassing. That was an embarrassing all-time move that nobody should ever let that guy forget. You cannot waive somebody's medicals. Even if the guy wanted out, you say, James, ride it out for the next few months. Katie Kyrie we're going to win a title, and then we'll send you away. Oh, no, we're going to accommodate you, trade for a bottom feeder player, and everything's all fine and dandy. The ship's going to be right back where it was a month ago. No. Sean just gave in. He gave up on that so quickly, which was even worse.
Yeah, we got a new player.
We got a
new player.
We got a new player. Just to set the table for Leaf.
What's up, Leaf?
Ain't nothing, man. Just capped off arguably the worst NFL season that I've seen in all my 30-something years of living.
I ain't gonna lie, that game was dry.
But it capped off the season was dry. If you watched the NFL season,
I did.
That season was terrible.
It was a terrible season.
Terrible season from preseason all the way to yesterday.
Can I say one thing to you, Lee? And I know you follow football. Yo, the Giants and the Jets players on Seattle get a fucking ring. Could you believe that?
Yes, they do. Yes. I believe that because
that's what happened.
First off, the Patriots didn't belong there in the first place.
No, they didn't. They really didn't.
They didn't belong there in the first place. The only reason why they got there is because Bo Nix got hurt on a QB kneel.
Yeah,
which is pathetic. But
I don't even know how they won 17 games.
Me neither.
I still can't figure that one out.
I guess to speak on whatever we got going here tonight. Obviously, you know who got picked up by the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
Congratulations to him. It's still fuck the CT Lifers. Every last one of them, because it's their fault. It's their fault. I'm blaming all them niggas. I'm blaming Breeze. I'm blaming Jay. All them niggas.
You might as well blame me too. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm blaming all of y'all.
No, Scott, you're right.
Yeah, I'm in it. I'm in it too. I'm in it too.
Yeah. I'm blaming you too, Jamal, bro. Like all
Yeah,
y'all.
I'm in it too.
Yep, all y'all got to get the smoke.
But what did we do, Leaf? That made it
y'all try to convince most of Nets fans of Lord that he was worth $100 million. Bro,
I don't think he's worth $100 million. I didn't say that.
I'm not saying 100 mil.
I wouldn't have given that.
100 mil, but
that would have been way too much.
I think the bottom line is this. I think Cam Thomas.
If he wasn't listen, Leaf. If he wasn't happy with 20 or 15 a year for 3 years, then he can bounce. That's what I said.
And that's the thing I wanted to really get to, because here's the thing: Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden are considered Cam Thomas's veterans.
That's right. That is true.
He's seen all three of them come to Brooklyn, do whatever the hell they want, and get whatever the hell they want. He's seen it from KD. He's seen it from Kyrie. He's seen it from Harden. He even seen it from Ben Simmons.
That's what I said. That's what I was saying.
With a young, and I'm not here to say what was going through his mind and this and that or that. What I will say, with a young talent like that, if he believes in his own mind that he can get away with all three of them got away with, that's what caused this whole circus in the first place. That's number one. Number two, the fan base, the niggas that I got the problem with the most. Almost every single time CT did something, it was almost like it was CT over the Nets, and we was all Nets fans to begin with, and we still Nets fans to this day. And we gonna be Nets fans for as long as they here. So the reality is that, bro, like that when we seen 6'3", 200 something pounds, averaging 24, which is impressive, but at the same time, bro, you gotta understand. See, it's how Cam Thomas sees himself, and then it's how the league sees you. If you don't convert to how the league sees you, bro, like, and you in the league for 5 years, and you trying to get a contract, and then you say no, then you basically gonna end up being a journeyman, or you gonna end up getting passed around the league like a blunt. Yeah, that's the reality, bro. Like, and that's what Cam Thomas is slowly starting to find out. But hopefully, he humbled himself going to the Bucks.
Wait, Leaf, Dennis Schroeder 2.0, is that Cam's future potentially? That will be. Woo.
No, you're right.
No, I wouldn't say that, because in Dennis Schroeder's case, bro, like, here's the thing, bro. If a whole bunch of teams want you each year, bro, like, that means your value is pretty good.
Okay.
So with Cam Thomas is, bro, like, we had no idea the Bucks was gonna pick him up. He gonna be in the same backcourt with Kevin Porter Jr. That ain't a flex.
Tickets, Leaf, he's going to be there for their rebuild. He needs somebody to drop buckets. So I think that was actually
he's gonna
probably
be there
the
for that
situation for Cam right now.
I don't even know if he's going to be there for their rebuild. Their rebuild is going to start when they get somebody out of the draft like we waiting on. Their rebuild is going to start when they get rid of Giannis, and then they go get somebody to do the draft.
When they get rid of Giannis. Yeah.
They rebuild ain't start yet.
Their pick could go to Pelicans, though, so that's a tricky thing. Their pick is not fully guaranteed to them yet. So even if they do tank, it could go against them too.
Exactly. Yeah, so their rebuild hasn't really started yet.
No, it's Giannis.
They're in the retool. That's what they is.
It's not even a retool. They're trying to go in the rebuild mode. The problem is that Giannis didn't get sold for 5 or 6 firsts.
Yeah,
when Giannis gets sold for as many first round picks as Mikal did, that's when they're in rebuild mode, and then their rebuild is going to start when they get something out of them 5 or 6 picks.
Right.
There's only 4 teams that could offer that capital. Us and like 3 other teams: OKC, Spurs, and
Spurs.
I know that 4th team is.
And somebody and a couple of
us
other
and one other team.
He can establish himself as a 6th man on that team.
If you guys, bro, here's the
thing. If he put up the numbers, then they're gonna be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but this is what Cam Thomas has been diminished to.
Yeah,
3 different coaches.
It's not all his fault.
Unless he just got a coach, because you never know. You don't know what Doc Rivers might want. Maybe Doc Rivers want him in the lineup.
Oh,
We
Doc
just going off
Rivers,
of
Jamal.
we just
I
going
can't
off
with
of
Doc
what
Rivers, man. He
Brooklyn
I
got
don't
did.
even think Doc
that is a
Rivers is
guy,
going to
man.
be there after this year. That's number one. So
Yeah,
he's going to
Doc
another
Rivers can
turmoil.
leave soon.
But
Really, if you really
I'm
Yeah.
just saying we going off of what Brooklyn did to him. We don't know if
right,
every other team's gonna treat him the same.
you
That is
Well,
right.
if
true.
you get a
But
coach,
how
That is
many?
well,
But
true.
if
how
you
many
get,
other teams is every other team? That's the first question. Number two is he getting passed around in situations that are basically bleak, like Milwaukee? Because believe
Yeah.
it or not, even though they still have Giannis, Milwaukee's situation is worse than ours.
Yeah, they in
Trust me.
well, they have
trouble.
no
They in
picks, so they have
trouble.
no
Yeah.
picks. So that's a big part. They have no
Yeah,
picks.
they
Yeah,
they in trouble. They in
Milwaukee's
trouble.
situation is way worse than ours as we speak.
But once they trade Giannis, it shouldn't be.
It
I'm gonna
shouldn't,
tell you. I'm
it
gonna tell you.
shouldn't be,
I'm gonna tell
but
you
it
who.
depends on
I'm
what
gonna
they
tell you who
trade
else gonna
Giannis
be like.
for.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you what other team gonna be bad soon too. Is Orlando, because if Paulo don't get it together, it's gonna be a wrap.
Yeah.
That's who
That,
we
I can
should
name
trade
that
for,
three
is
man.
teams
We
that's
true,
should
gonna be
get
worse
Paulo,
before
Jamal.
man.
them.
We should get
But
Paulo in Brooklyn, man. I'm all
That
down for
a
is
that.
team
true,
that's gonna be
Jamal.
worse before them, bro, like it's probably the Cavs and the Knicks. The Cavs and the Knicks will probably break it up long before Orlando does because Orlando still got young talent.
Oh, it's gonna be a wrap.
Right.
James Harden, we all know he a team killer. It's a wrap.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but
Well,
he's
for
he's
the
got too
labeled a
good
Cavs.
for
team
them.
killer, but when you
Jamal,
really
I
do the
would.
homework, bro, like he's really the scapegoat.
You know what's
You
interesting
think
about that
so?
Cavs situation? Wait,
I
you know
know
what's interesting
so,
about the
bro.
Cavs?
I'll give you a perfect example. Everybody in here remember the 2019 Warriors, right? Where KD got hurt, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In that series, Steph was allowed to put up tour dates. Steph was only averaging 24 points off of 39% from the field and 20% from three. That's how good that Warriors team was. Do you want to know what James Harden was doing in that series? He was averaging 35 off of 45% from the field and 38% from three. And they still lost. James
You know
Harden
what's
is going to
interesting
be the
about the
butt of blames simply because he lost.
You know what's
That's
interesting
all
about
it
the Cavs
is.
situation? James has three options now. He doesn't have to be the number one. He could just be a number three, and he has Allen, Mobley, and Mitchell to now guide a lot of the offense. If he doesn't take
Right.
so many ill-advised shots, they might have a shot, but really it's the two bigs because they didn't have that guard to really unlock Mobley and Allen's defense. You had an inconsistent, unhealthy Garland. Well, now you have the Iron Man of regular season, James Harden, who should be able to maximize those two bigs and the best playoff scorer in Mitchell. So we'll see what
I
happens.
think it's important that the coach get to Harden.
I think Kenny Atkinson
Kenny
is in a
can.
situation where
I think he
gets
can.
Kenny Atkinson is in a situation, and I'm rooting for him, bro, because
Me
Kenny
too.
Atkinson was the smartest person we had, bro, since
Yes, he
we've been in
was.
Brooklyn.
I like Kenny.
So I like Kenny, bro. So and Kenny Atkinson is in a situation where he finally gets to be the smartest person in the room again, just like he was in 2016 when
Right.
we played the Denver Nuggets, and he told everybody on that coaching staff the best player is on your bench at the end. You know who he was pointing to? He was pointing to Nikola Jokic. He was the smartest person in the room then, and he's the smartest. And I still believe he's the smartest person in the room now. It's just Cleveland is lazy. Them players are lazy. Every damn Donovan Mitchell team, bro, like it's basically labeled soft and lazy. Now they got the opportunity where they don't have to be because they revamped their point guard position. They got rid of two injury prone point guards and they upgraded, bro, to Toaster Struder, Keon, and goddamn Harden.
Yeah, that was a good
still
pickup.
at age 37, bro, is still one of the best PNR
Guards,
scorers
yep.
/ playmakers in the league.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He still is.
But guess what? James Harden, if they don't win, guess who's going to get the blame? James Harden.
no,
Why?
of course.
Because
gonna
he's
say
James
that.
Harden.
Yeah, then you know they're gonna say that, but he can't.
Exactly.
Listen.
You know they're gonna say
My name for James Harden is James Never Happy Harden. You know this already.
He jump
James
around.
Never
too.
Happy
nigga
Harden.
never
That's a good
happy.
name. That's a good name for him.
Never
But
happy, bro.
But he
that's
was
a good
with
name
Houston
for him.
a
But at the
minute,
same
though.
time, bro, like when we finally dig in and do the investigation work, we understand why that is. Because in Houston, he was doing shit that was only comparable to 88 Jordan. Like that's what he was doing. Like they were comparing him to that. And the fact that it went left the way that it did, bro, like James was the person to blame because when you looked at how it all unfolded and how the clips, like, here's the thing about it. The internet can make you look bad, bro, when you lose, bro, so much. And they could tell a different story about Steph Curry, bro, that never existed. Steph Curry was allowed to have tour dates when KD got to the team. Trust me. It was times where Steph didn't show up for like 5 games, and then the 6th game, the Warriors is still up the 3-2, bro. Steph will show up for 30 points in one half, and then Steph is the hero. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, Steph got put in a position where he could be the hero. All the Warriors had to do was win.
Yep, that's it. And
That's it.
All he had to do was show up in the last.
All he had to
10
do was
minutes.
show up. All he had to do was show up in the second half of a close game, bro, and that's what he did.
Yeah. Well, he was a closer.
But to get back to the situation with Milwaukee and Cam Thomas, I think Cam Thomas, if he don't humble himself right now, and
Well,
at
he
least
should be.
become half of the player that 3 different coaches thought he could become, I'm telling you right now, bro, like, he gonna get passed around the league like a joint.
Yeah. I agree with you with that, Leaf. That I agree with you. I agree.
But
he's got to get it together right now.
Our problem is we got to find out, bro, like, who our building blocks is, and I don't want to hear Yago. I don't want to hear what your damn Nolan. As good as they playing, I don't want to hear that, bro. Like, they got to prove that they legitimate building blocks on this team.
That's what I was saying.
The problem is we got Jordy Leaf, who started Terrence Mann over Powell tonight.
Don't blame it on Jordy.
He made the decision to start Mann over Powell because he wants to win. Like, he needs to get out of that mindset.
My thing about Powell is, bro, like, I think Powell's confidence has to get raised on his own, bro. Like, I don't think nobody could raise that. And not even the coach, not even Terrence Mann being in the start lineup, bro. Like, the thing is, Danny Wolf, bro, been getting limited minutes, and he proved that he could fill up a stat sheet on any given night.
Yep.
So I can't give Drake Powell Drake Powell should be starting this, that. Danny Wolf has proven, bro, like, if he ain't scoring, he could rebound. If he ain't rebounding, he could find an open man and get to the free throw line and force the issue.
Yeah,
it's just a lot of times, bro, we don't have no respect on the whistle, bro. So when he's going to the basket and he's getting fouled clearly, the thing is that you're gonna look at Danny Wolf numbers and you're gonna go right to the stat sheet like Breezy do and be like, "I'm on Danny Wolf ain't looking that good." No, you didn't watch the game.
Yeah,
you didn't pay attention because Danny Wolf is drawing a second and third defender as a 3-level playmaker in the post. He could put the ball on the floor and could get in the post. How many players in the league can do that at 7 feet?
Yeah, I ain't going. His skill set is definitely special.
Danny Wolf's skill set as an offensive talent is very special, and he not that bad on defense.
No, I'm willing to give him time to develop. They just need to be with the right players, man. You need the right players around him. That's what I think.
That's true.
I don't think he's a center. I know a lot of people, it would be an advantage on the offense for him to be a center. But what I'm saying is, on the defensive end, I don't know if he's a center.
I think eventually, when he finally hits his true NBA form and his true NBA weight, he most likely will be a center. And I think the way that he is going to affect the game on defense is basically his defensive rebounding and being able to stay in front of the defender at least and be able to have your hands up. I don't think he's going to be an enforcer. I don't think he's going to be a top 10 defender. I don't even think he's going to be a top 25 or 50 defender. What he's going to be is somebody that gets the job done on the defensive rebounds,
right?
And be able to advance plays. And his offense is going to make his defense look a lot better than what it is. Kind of like Joker,
right?
Because everybody say Joker ain't playing no defense, but yet his stat sheet will read 2 steals and a block.
Yeah,
but he ain't playing no defense.
But Joker is, Joker got longer arms than Danny Wells.
I wouldn't know. Well, if you want to say that, that's fine. But
I
what I
mean,
would say is
it's
Joker.
it's like football league.
I would say Joker got better instincts on defense,
You
bro,
know,
as opposed to what he can do and what he know that he can't do.
it's like defense. I understand when people say like one of your attributes is also your physique. You understand what I'm saying? And you could
Right.
tell like a running back from a wide receiver by their legs and their
Right.
calves. You can
Right.
look and see, you're a running back. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
because you got bigger calves, you know what I'm saying? Because you could take that abuse, you can pull more.
Right.
You know, where a wide receiver is thinner and quicker. You got
Right.
quicker
But
step. But
all I'm
when
gonna
I'm
tell
saying
you
with,
in that
with
aspect,
Danny is his arms are short, man. His torso is long. Now
Right.
he can bang and get rebounds. Yes.
yes,
You could use your body, but in the case of Joker, he's big and he got long arms.
right.
So
Like-
to him, he don't really jump that much.
No.
He just times his
Everything
blocks.
that he does is stationary, realistically,
right,
bro. But
right.
at the same time, he's seeing the game. He's processing the game 2 or 3 plays ahead.
Well, Danny got to get that. That's what Danny
I
got
think
to
Danny
do.
could do that. I think Danny is there now. The thing is just he's in the wrong spots on the court.
Okay.
He's like they have him out on the wing as a wing shooter. Like I'm like
Yeah.
Danny Wolf. Don't get me wrong. He's worked on his 3-point shot, but they have him in the wrong spots right now because go look at Joker in his first year. That's almost the same exact frame and the same exact physical attributes that you was talking about just
Right.
now in the 2016 version of Joker.
Yeah.
Is basically the same thing that you're seeing right now from this year's version of Danny Wolf. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, bro. Like Joker couldn't move nobody.
Right.
But Joker was always a good passer. Go look at him back in 2016. He was always threading the needle, and he was faster. And he was slimmer.
Yeah, he was slimmer. Yeah, he was slimmer.
He was a kid, bro. This dude was what 19, 20 years old.
It's possible with that. Listen, I'm not giving up on Danny because if he turns out anything like we think he can, he's going to be a real asset.
Right.
He's going
Right,
to be a
because
real.
I think everything that you looking for out of an offensive talent, he has that right now.
Yeah.
He's
he
just
has
getting played
attributes.
on the wrong spots on the court.
Yeah, he has attributes.
He has all that. He has all the attributes of a guard that can play pick and roll or can play in the mid post.
Right.
He can do all of that as a playmaker.
Yeah, I can definitely
His
see.
rebounding is getting better, like we said it should be.
Yeah.
Scoring wise, bro, in terms of him, he's better around the basket. He's better at finishing in the lanes and getting both feet in the paint.
Yeah, he is good. I have seen improvements with him rebounding,
Yes.
banging on the boards, and he got a little hook shot in the paint.
Yeah.
he got a little
Because
shimmy.
he could get to a second or third move. Like he has something in his move repertoire, bro, when he's driving to the basket.
It's up to Jordy to put him in position to get confidence, and then this off season, the development. That's all.
Right.
That's all. It takes
That's all it is, man, because I think-
also players around you that
True.
contribute to, I always say this is, we look at the players, but you got to remember basketball is a team sport. It really is. And you can be superior talented. And if you got 4 clowns around you,
Right.
you
You basically gonna find out, bro, how fast you can melt in the sand. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could melt, bro. I'm telling you, you could melt like ice in the sun very quick. It doesn't it's very few players that has proven, bro, that they could turn chicken shit into chicken salad, bro. Like with 4 other dudes on their roster, that's like, man, I don't know about these dudes, man. Like, come.
Well, that's you got to be special to do that.
Yeah, you got to be special to do that. But in terms of,
we seen Iverson do it. We seen Iverson take Philly, who I mean, they just had a bunch of yeomans.
Listen,
And
I think the
obviously,
league. I think the league is way different than that
oh
today.
yeah, it's a different game.
Yeah, it's way different than that today, bro. Like,
Leaf. It's only because they want to increase the showmanship of the game.
right,
They want to sell the game overseas and stuff like that. That's why it's changed.
right,
But the principle of basketball is always the same, and it is about talent. And
right.
at this level, the difference between a scrub and a superstar is closer than you think. But what I'm saying is, it's the key is the five men on that court, how they
Right.
play with each other, how they
You,
see the game. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think you absolutely right. We seen that in aspects of team. A perfect example of that was the Nuggets when they won a championship.
Yes,
Because even MPJ was saying it in his podcast, he's like, "Yo, there's a difference." He's like, "The shots that I'm getting up on, like as a number one option on the Nets, it's the same shots, but the difference is the defense is reacting a lot more quicker because they already know the spots."
right,
As opposed to when you getting those same looks, but you getting them less because now you have somebody else drawing attention, like a Joker, like an Aaron Gordon, like a
right,
Jamal Murray.
exactly,
I understand,
exactly.
and he was like, "Yo, bro, like when I look back at that championship, we were so in sync offensively with what we was doing.
We
Like
were
it was
hurting
like
them. We
times
were
we
hurting
didn't even have to
teams.
run shit in the huddle.
Right, right. They were hurting people from all over the court.
Yes,
Everybody was getting a piece.
yes, because the thing is, as an offensive team, and they were a damn good half court offensive team.
That's what they was. They was.
Like you got your center with Joker in the middle, who could
Right,
basically read the defense three steps, 3, 4 steps ahead. You had Jamal Murray, who was your shot creator, who was like, all right, yo, he's playing. If he's playing off the screens with Joker, now you got to watch the dive. Now you got to watch the mismatch, or you can't switch on the screens because now Joker gonna beat you on the inside. Boom. Now you got to worry about him, and then you got Aaron Gordon in the dunk box. Then you got Caldwell Pope on the wing as a wing shooter.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So like realistically, it just worked in terms of offense. Defensively, it was self-explanatory because all we really had was Aaron Gordon and KCP.
right. Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm
That was
saying?
your
That,
two
like
bangers.
teams would try to hunt Joker so much to the point where it's like, okay,
Take you
you
out
can
your
hunt Joker,
offense.
but
It
at the
take you
same
out your
time, if your role man ain't outscoring Joker, it doesn't make any sense.
right. It ain't gonna help.
It ain't gonna help because Joker. Let's say you had a role man. Let's say if you had Jalen Duren putting up, let's say 22, 13 rebounds or something like that.
Right,
Joker would match that with like 30 something points, 20 something rebounds, and 12 or 15 assists of his own.
right,
Because I seen it with the Nuggets, bro. Like I did a game about a year ago. Where shout out to NYG. I did a game with him a year ago where we was up on the Nuggets crazy early in the season. This is when they had Russ.
right,
We was up on them crazy. The second half, every bucket that we scored, they matched that. They matched that, bruh, in 2 seconds. They would inbound the ball, run that shit up court, and get a layup. Bruh, that's how good they were. That's how good that offense is, bruh. Because the thing is, now you paying so much attention to Joker or Jamal Murray. Now you giving up easy baskets to Watson and Christian Braun and all these other dudes. Now your whole scheme is all out of wax, and then next thing you know, they start closing the gap. We're still scoring, but they're matching our buckets.
right.
The thing is, the being down 20 don't phase the Nuggets because they know they got what it takes to come back in that game.
Yeah,
It don't phase them, especially with a team like us. I'm looking at NYG. I'm like, yo, bro, how long can we hold on to this league? I mean, he's like, not long, bro. Not long.
it's gonna get close real
Not
soon.
long. Not long. Cam Thomas hit an incredible shot down the stretch of that game,
Yeah, he
and
sure
then
enough did.
Joker got another shot,
Yeah,
and then I think they got a foul. They sent it into overtime. We lost.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. It was a good
So you
game,
got to
though.
understand that the pressure that those type of teams put on your defense
Yeah.
is like it's unparalleled to anything that you've ever seen before.
It was the Nets backcourt. They had Schroeder at
So
that
yeah,
time.
Schroeder and Cam was going crazy.
Yeah, Schroeder and Cam worked well together on
Mm-hmm.
the pick and roll, high pick and roll,
Mm-hmm.
and then Schroeder had the option to take the shot or
Right.
pass it to Cam, and they knew Cam was a shooter,
Right.
and that's what made Schroeder. He was averaging 20-something points a game.
I think Schroeder was averaging like 21 and 9 at he had a stretch where he was averaging 22 and 9.
He was
And I
putting
think
up
Cam Thomas had a stretch where he, in that same stretch, was averaging like 26, 27 points.
right, and that shit was working.
It was working. It wasn't working to the point where we
No,
was going to be
it
this
wasn't working
astronomical
to the
team,
point
but it
where
was
you was
working
going to win.
in terms of, okay,
Yeah.
we got something,
Yeah,
but we need something else because
you were missing a piece or two, but
Right.
but you couldn't stop this.
Right.
This we know.
Right.
You knew you had a game.
Right.
You better not come sleeping because we're gonna bust
Right.
your ass.
we had a 3-game stretch in the West
Yeah,
that we couldn't match afterwards, where we played. I think we beat Katie and the Suns.
right.
We beat the Warriors, which I was real hype about
Yeah, that was a
because
good game.
Cam Thomas had went down with an injury. We was down 16,
Right.
and Schroeder just took over.
Word up.
Schroeder took over. I think he scored 30.
Him and Johnson
Yep.
played well.
Steph was on the bench dancing and doing the shit like he normally do.
Right.
Schroeder came out just started
Bust
killing.
that ass. Bust.
Yep. The Suns game, I remember that as the Tyrese Martin game. He also got waived, by the way.
Yeah, sure enough. Him and Summer League MVP. What's his
Right.
name?
Right. So I look at it as,
Wilson's
bro,
still on the
okay.
team.
Wilson's still on the team?
Yeah,
I thought
he's
he was
still on the
getting
team.
waived. Oh, okay.
No, he playing right now.
Nah, Wilson
Oh.
playing right now.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought
Wilson
he
is
got
playing.
waived.
Tyrese got waived.
Tyrese.
Cam
I know
Thomas got
Tyrese
waived.
did. Yeah.
Tyrese and I think Smith.
Yeah.
Or Hayeswood,
Highsmith.
whatever.
Highsmith
Yeah.
got waived.
Yeah,
Highsmith,
Highsmith got
yeah.
waived. Yeah.
So
There ain't nobody picked him up yet, neither.
ain't nobody picked none of them up yet.
Nobody
but
gonna
I
pick
look
him
at it
up 'cause
like
they ain't see him
this.
play.
Huh?
Nobody gonna pick him up because they ain't see him play this whole season.
Yeah.
Why
he
would you
didn't
pick
play.
up a player that ain't play at all?
So
Yeah, that's true.
it's 2 players that I missed out on in this past draft,
Oh.
and nobody really talks about it too much just because we got the 8th pick. But it's 2 players that we missed out on in this draft, bro, that I think could be come building blocks for the teams that they currently on, and that's obviously one of the players that I didn't want. That was Con Kneppel. And the other player, bro, he played for Washington. He go by the name of Trey Johnson. Personally, I think them niggas could be X factors, big time X factors, and big time contributors on the teams that they on, simply because these niggas are 3-level shooters out of this world. Con Kneppel, I don't think anybody's paying attention to the season that Con Kneppel's having.
No, he playing like a vet.
Bruh, Con
looking
Kneppel, as a rookie, is shooting over 40-something% from the 3.
Yeah, he playing.
I don't
like
even
a
think
vet.
Steph did no shit like that.
Yeah, he playing like a vet. He don't even look like a rookie.
He
I ain't
don't.
gonna lie to you.
He doesn't.
I watched him play, and I didn't even know who. I said, "Who this dude is, man?"
Yo,
'Cause he's
I think-
kind of like running the offense.
I think in terms of his shooting professionalism, bro, like on all 3 levels, I didn't know that he had over the shoulder, over the left shoulder, in the post, like put it on the floor. I didn't know he had all of that.
Yeah, he got a bag. He definitely got a bag.
I didn't know he had all of that. And to top it off, he playing around Brandon Miller, LaMelo, Miles.
And people clowned him too, man.
Yeah, they did.
They clowned him. They
They
clowned
did.
him.
Trey Johnson is not getting in that much time, but like I could see how people understand that he's the best shooter in this draft. But Con Kneppel was literally right behind him.
Right.
Because Trey Johnson, bro, like yo, oh man,
We're gonna find out what Jaeger is. We're gonna find out.
I
We're
know
gonna
what
find out.
Jaeger is. Jaeger, like I know what Jaeger is, man. Jaeger is not on the confidence level that Con Canepa is on. Con Canepa is getting 30 something minutes a game.
Yeah,
He's getting those reps, and the Hornets are on a 9-game winning streak. Nobody's paying attention to that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is their first 9-game winning streak of the century.
Wow.
They've been that trash.
Yeah.
So realistically, bro, like between Con Canepa and Trey Johnson, I thought we missed big time on those two because their shooting ability is something that you can't just find in any draft.
But Leaf, I'm in this thinking that the Nets, the organization, is the reason why we're in the situation we're in, man. It ain't just the players. It's also our organization. I don't feel it's just the players or like, because we could probably get caught Kneppel and it still end up being the same thing. I mean, we'll see Kneppel do his thing, but to my opinion, I don't see us getting any better until we fix the way or which way we want to go, which way Sean want to go.
I don't know, bro. Like I think
Which
the
way
way that
Sean want to
Sean
go.
wants to go, bro, like is the way that the ownership feels like they should be. And I think we had the same problem with Prokhorov. Where it was like, yo, we just got to find a way to put tickets, sell tickets and be that type of team. You know, even though it's kind of hard to do so in the CBA because the free agency, it's a lot of free agents that ain't even making it to free agency because they go get traded to other teams and they get a new contract.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we just holding on to dollars just cause. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know who these free agent dollars is for. It can't be for the rookies because you don't
Yeah,
believe in none of it.
yeah, right. You ain't paying them.
You know what I'm saying? So you definitely ain't paying them in year one.
So
So I mean, everybody keeps saying, bro, like, yo, our future is gonna be dependent on this draft.
I don't know, man. I
I
hope
don't know,
so.
bro. I don't even think this draft is gonna help us. This draft is just gonna give us a talent that we could believe in because of how they looked in college. But when they get into a system that of dudes that's supposed to be teachers and coaches and learners and they don't know what they're doing, it's almost like we just gonna have a player and just gonna turn him to tell him, yo, he need to turn up. He need to figure it out.
Right, right.
I'm seeing what's happening because if you got Danny Wolf, somebody as a PRA player
Right.
that's able to do what he's doing in this amount of minutes, and you playing him on the wing, then you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. Man, this shit is just bad, bro.
I know it's tough. It's tough to look
Yeah,
at.
man. Yeah,
Well,
this is
I'm gonna end
bad.
the show. I'm gonna end the
Yeah,
show
let me
right
take my
now.
time, bro. Like I'm out.
All right. Thanks. I'd like to thank Lee for showing up. Leaf. Thank you. Jamal, you still there, Jamal?
You already know. You know I'm
Yeah,
here.
we're getting ready to bounce. Gonna watch the rest of the Nets game.
Yeah.
I'll probably come on later on tonight after the game. Probably jump on Breezy. I'm quite sure will be on tonight. I'll be on his show as well. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget, go Nets.
Yep.